Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling. And Austin, I believe that a wise man once spoke of hard times. That hard times make strong men. And that
no, that's hard times make better men. Excuse you.
And then strong men make good times, and good times make weak men.
Now fuck that. We're not doing that.
Hard times. And hard times make Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Now fuck whatever. Fuck that reference you were going for. That's some weird. That's some weirdo fascist shit. I was trying to just reference Kingdom.
Look, brother. All I'm saying is one of those guys says hard times. The other of those guys says hard times. What's the difference? Really? I
have a hard times joke for the back half when we actually get to the promo. But yeah, tonight we're back in 1985. We're back at Jim Crockett Promotions on the road to Starrcade 85, The Gathering. And tonight we are going to watch one of the most famous promos of all time.
Yes. I must confess, I recall back when we did Halloween Havoc for our Halloween special last year, 2023. I bragged about my virginity to the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio match, how I had resisted temptation, and I wait, back the fuck up. You have an ace flag in your background. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, what's gross is you using the word virginity in that context.
Let me have my fun. Okay.
No.
Fuck you.
I will not.
No. The point is, while I have stayed similarly chaste this time around, I must confess to peaking this time because so Austin was trying to keep this a secret from me, and I have done for the first while of our podcast life, I did a great job of avoiding wrestling media that I thought and wrestling content mill shit that I thought could potentially spoil things we would cover on the podcast. And I still do that to a degree, but there are times where things catch me unawares. And I ended up watching a video that talked about the Hard Times promo, or no, it wasn't even that. I was looking up the lyrics to Kingdom, and I realized it referenced the Hard Times promo. And so I looked into it, and I was like, wait, this happened right around our fucking WCW arc. That's weird. And I messaged Austin about it.
Because it's something only I figured out, in the middle of us doing this arc, actually.
Wait,
I didn't even know.
No, going in?
No, I didn't
What
know
the fuck? That's insane.
I was just kind of scrubbing around through trying to figure out what episodes of Mid-Atlantic and WCW. How was I going to get from point A to point B on Starrcade 85 has been a real, ongoing adventure.
Damn.
But
you didn't know we were going into hard times here. Right as you confessed to me that you did not know until today that Cody and Dustin were half brothers. Holy shit. Austin's Rhodes lore is severely lacking, I must say.
It is, yeah, but I was I was looking through because we're okay. The episode that we're going to watch is listed as November 16th, 1985 episode of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. I don't know if that's when it actually aired, because if you look up the Hard Times promo on WWE's YouTube page, it says this promo happened on October 27th, 1985. However, I think the WWE date is wrong.
Oh.
And I will tell you why.
Okay, I'm interested because WCW air dates do seem to be fucky, especially with like not being live.
I think WCW dates are correct.
Okay.
I don't know about Mid-Atlantic.
Okay.
But I think that Mid-Atlantic's dating is closer to being right.
Okay.
So basically, the entire card for Starrcade has been announced now.
Oh, shit.
We've moved forward an extra 2 weeks since we were last here. So I watched a week of Mid-Atlantic and WCW. And
we barreled ahead here. Holy shit.
The whole 10-match card has been announced.
All right.
So we are gonna talk about what happened last time we were here and what's happened since using that card, using the card as a reference guide.
Okay.
So we have the main event of Starrcade has been announced. Shocker! It's Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. That's the match.
Impossible. Dusty Rhodes is dead of a broken ankle.
And here's why I think the date for the WWE date of the Hard Times promo is wrong.
Okay.
Because in the Hard Times promo, and I don't think it's that big of a spoiler to say this, he references that he's going to beat Flair at Starrcade for the belt.
Yes.
Right? They don't announce he is challenging Flair until the November 3rd Omni show where Dusty Rhodes comes back from injury. They play the clip of this, of like live in the arena that night. Dusty wins his comeback match, and then they announce then and there that he is going to challenge Flair.
Okay.
So it does not make sense that he did Hard Times on October 27th.
Because he just wasn't back yet.
Yes.
Okay.
So
that would not make sense. Like, I could see them. Well, wait, but so it is a video that they then air. He didn't cut that promo live.
No, this match was he's getting interviewed by Bob Caudle.
Because I wonder then if October 25th was the record date.
Maybe, but that would be such a weird way to date that promo then. I guess 100%. I guess this is one of those things where it doesn't fucking matter because nobody but us is going back in time to watch this shit as it aired on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. So sure, whatever. October 27th.
Yeah, close
enough. But that was my realization is I thought Mid-Atlantic was weird. I thought the WWE date was right. But then we got to this thing about when they announced he was challenging for the belt, and now I think WWE is wrong.
Yeah, and that's what made me message you, was I saw that on YouTube they dated it October, and I knew that for our arc we were already in November, and I'm like, did we fucking skip over the Hard Times promo?
Yeah. No, okay. I knew it was already it was going to happen on this episode of Mid-Atlantic.
Yes. So that's insane.
Also insane is that the November 9th episode of WCW has the forgotten Hard Times promo. Because Tony Schiavone comes on, introduces Dusty Rhodes as his big comeback, because this is his first appearance on WCW since he came back from injury.
Gotcha.
And he cuts a promo about how he's going to beat Flair at Starrcade, and he repeats word for word things that he says in the Mid-Atlantic interview about Ric Flair doesn't know what hard times really are, and he lists examples that are the exact same examples he uses in Mid-Atlantic.
Why it is so good.
It's not the exact same promo because he does the back half of the promo. He phrases things differently than he does at Mid-Atlantic, but It was so funny to me. Because this is not the version of Hard Times everybody knows. Everybody knows the version with the backdrop of the Mid-Atlantic.
Yep.
That's the version of the promo everybody knows. But no, he has this he also cut essentially the promo again on WCW.
That is so funny to me, just because this speaks to the weirdness of how wrestling TV aired back in the days, like the territory days, up through kind of like the golden era of WWE until they started really leaning into TV shit.
WWE, I think WWE really helped. I think part of I think most of WCW's problem is it's both WCW and Jim Crockett, aka Mid-Atlantic. Like it's trying to be two things at once. It's trying to be Jim Crockett and the NWA.
Yeah, because Jim Crockett's running the NWA, so he's like, I can just do both.
Yeah, but WWE definitely has it's a lot easier. WWE was very good about like keeping TV continuity. Like this is when things happen in order.
That is fair. I'm just more saying like broadly they still did like pre-tape shit. So, but yeah, they did have a stronger sense of continuity in the Fed. The point to all this is like that Dusty Rhodes knew he was cooking enough that he knew he had to say the promo again to a live crowd so that they could get it.
He's got to make sure the entire nationwide audience of World Championship Wrestling at 6:05 Eastern on Saturday night heard this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But they also just can't re-air the promo because he wants to give it to a live crowd because like, oh shit, Dusty's back. So he's just like, yeah, I'll just copy and paste this promo. I wonder how often that happened now. Like how often they.
I feel in the territory days that was probably a lot more common. Like when there was more regional access to this stuff, they probably did copy paste a lot.
That's so wild. But yeah, but it leads to hilarity. Like, did you know there was a second Hard Times promo that was essentially the first one, but with some slight variations?
Yeah. Otherwise, nothing is really advanced here. Ric Flair has not been on TV the week of November the 9th. Last time we saw him, he was ranting at a television about medical impossibilities and talking about Keith Beyer.
The phantom television that was still somehow playing Dusty's voice even as he was turned off.
He was talking about Ohio State football running backs. And we learned about Dusty's new worker boot, like steel-toed boot.
Yeah. Please sponsor please go shop for the people that make Dusty's boots, please.
Yeah, and all the heels call foul because they know they would cheat with a steel-toed boot.
Projecting, classic move.
But whatever, that is, it's Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, the main event of Starrcade.
Oh shit, Starrcade 2 Star.
Yeah. Then we also have the Rock and Roll Express. We'll be facing the Russians for the NWA World Tag Team Championships in a steel cage. Nothing to see here in this storyline. It's mostly them just going back and forth at each other. It's not a lot, nothing super interesting to talk about.
Fair enough.
But that's still going to happen. I'm sure that match is going to be really good. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, I mean these dudes are so fucking talented, and I'm excited to see them work anything but a fucking squash match. Holy shit!
Absolutely. Then another match that was announced this week. They have a new match added to the show. And it is an Atlanta street fight.
What?
Between the Midnight Express
and
Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively.
What the fuck? We're actually doing this.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my base intergender wrestling.
Intergender, sure.
Hey, they never play it.
They really don't. We had another Jim Cornette promo bitching about this, and he does call her the biggest, strongest, ugliest woman he's ever seen, which could have been building to it, except then he also doubles down on the idea that Miss Atlanta Lively is here for child support. Yeah. And he's like, this woman is obsessed. She's following us from town to town. She's stopping our cars. They have to keep calling the police on her. he thinks she is a stalker, and
that feeling when 80s Jim Cornette is less bigoted than 2020's Jim Cornette.
And Jim Cornette then makes a quip about, man, can you imagine how ugly of babies Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively would have? He actually popped me a little bit with a line where he said that baby had to be fed from a slingshot. Because it's so ugly, they gotta like throw food at it.
God damn it, Cornette.
Yeah, I laughed at that one.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
that's how he gets us.
They announced it. It's an Atlanta street fight. No rules. Anything goes.
I didn't realize they were doing street fights on wrestling in the fucking 80s.
Hell yeah, man.
Bro, I want to know when the first pro wrestling street fight was. And if people were just like, what the fuck is this shit?
I wonder. Also, Ronnie Garvin has just started wrestling on TV again. And I'm like, what?
Hold up a second.
Hold on.
Look, all I'm saying is you could have Brooklyn Brawler and Kimchi, or you could have Ronnie Garvin and Miss Lively here. So,
I know who I want.
I know who I want too, and it is not the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, so Garvin's double booking here, and I was not expecting that. I wonder if Ronnie Garvin will be on Starrcade.
Whoa, can you fucking imagine? They make his ass go out there after the street fight.
Yeah. They also, Jimmy Valiant had a promo with Big Mama and Miss Atlanta Lively. They made the correct call by not letting Miss Atlanta Lively talk, I think. Because I think that might have ruined the illusion.
That might have given the game away. Yeah, you don't think Ronnie Garvin can pull out a perfect falsetto?
No. But it's very fun to me that that Jimmy Valiant now has 2 girlfriends, and they're both cool with it.
Yeah, not even yet another problem solved by polyamory. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, all right. Next match, it's for the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship, Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard. Tully is still mad about the I Quit thing, and he is right to be.
Yeah, correct.
He is also right to be mad when Magnum TA forced himself onto Baby Doll and ripped her shirt when she tried to run away from him.
Yeah, why are we rooting for this jabroni again?
I don't know, man. But
he's got nice hair, I guess.
Despite his blubber, despite his huffing and puffing, the match will go on. And it will not just be an I Quit match. It will be an I Quit steel cage match.
They said we don't feel like taking that cage down after one match. Leave it up a little bit longer.
Yeah. So Magnum is ecstatic that he gets everything he ever wanted by appealing to a higher authority than the NWA president, Jim Crockett.
Jim Crockett, who I cannot stress this enough, is just some guy. I cannot believe how much just some guy Jim Crockett is.
Yeah. So, woohoo, whining has won the day.
The coolest wrestler in all the territories. And this is how he gets shit done. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Then next match is we get for the NWA National Tag Team Championships. It's the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Ole and Arn Anderson, versus Wahoo McDaniel and Billy Jack Haynes. Now,
okay,
I will say that we've also had a development in the television championships situation. Yes. If you will recall, Dusty was the TV champion.
That is
then
true.
He got injured.
Indeed.
And Arn has been carrying the belt around as if he is the champion. And in fact, there was a really funny promo where Arn and Ole had a match. And then afterwards, they had an interview with Bob Caudle. And Arn runs up and is like, God damn, I can't trust to put my belts anywhere. There's thieves running around here.
Yeah, Arn.
That someone's that there are thieves, on this roster who might steal his belts.
Unthinkable. Well, because he knows
Arn
he's already doing it himself.
Trying to find out who did this.
Well, he knows too that he duded himself. That he made the claim that possession is 99% of the law, and so if someone else steals it, that would legally make them the champion.
But now it has been announced that it's been over a month since they are a hard stickler for the 30-day rule, whereby if you can't defend the belt within every 30 days, you lose the belt. And Dusty Rhodes has lost the belt officially. He is no longer TV champion. And they announced that there will be a tournament to decide the new television champion. And Arn Anderson is not happy about this. In his mind, he should just have been named champion. Because after all, he has the goddamn belt.
Yeah. He already has it. Why, just cut out the middleman, brother.
So he is offended that that there is a tournament to figure out the champion instead of just crowning him the champ.
I love Arn's just legitimate moral indignation at all of this.
Yep.
Clutch those pearls, Anderson.
And then Ole has just professed the desire to break more bones. Because
really?
He is a total psychopath. And then Billy Jack Haynes just been winning matches on TV. He had an obnoxiously long match against Thunderfoot in a WCW Superstar Challenge is what they called it. Basically, it's where two named wrestlers actually fought each other.
And it was Billy Jack Haynes and Thunderfoot. We're eating good tonight, boys.
That ended when J.J. Dillon interfered. And then Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, the flying burrito guy.
The burrito boy, yes.
Ran in to counter. And this distracted Thunderfoot long enough for Billy Jack Haynes to get a goddamn roll-up. He rolled up Thunderfoot. Who is, again, he is a dude in a full bodysuit whose gimmick is he loads up his foot for a big kick. And this dork, Billy Jack Haynes, couldn't just tap him out. He had to have a roll-up win on Thunderfoot.
They're pushing Thunderfoot strong, okay? They fucking the J.J. Dillon crew goes out there and they tell whoever they're facing, you have to make Thunderfoot look really strong, a la Roman in the Shield.
Oh my. Wahoo McDaniel hasn't been on TV at all. That's a good
Thunderfoot.
Yeah, okay. The Minnesota Wrecking Crew are going to fight Wahoo and Billy Jack at Starrcade.
Sure, I guess. That's a choice. You can make it.
Then another match that has been announced for the show is for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Terry Taylor will be defending against Buddy Landell.
Yeah. The Red Rooster against Ric Flair at home. Let's go, baby.
I didn't get to see Buddy Landell wasn't on the November 9th episode. Terry Taylor had 2 promos across both shows and a match.
Yes.
And I was ready to die.
Fucking wrapped, brother. Yeah, my champion, Terry Taylor. This makes it so much more fun to just lean in.
Fuck this guy.
I see nothing wrong with him. He's a fun little flippy boy. If he were in
what?
the TNA, if he were in the TNA X division. He got a bit of that work rate going for him.
He has what?
In fact, the fact that he doesn't have a record title reign in WWE is a crime. Truly, really show.
What's the crime? Is that he ever had a job? Get out of my fucking company, Terry Taylor.
You know, if you think about it, if you think about it, mullet mohawks really are in these days.
It's the real Nature Boy better put this guy on his fucking ass.
Cam, I know you're listening. I'm channeling you right now.
Moving on.
This is what Cam does to me in my Snapchat DMs all the time. He'll see what I'm bitching about on Twitter and then come into my Snapchat DMs to like to be a contrarian about that exact thing. He's like, actually, I think Woo Energy's a great drink. Anyway.
Moving on. So last time, superstar Billy Graham was going to have a 2-for-1 deal where he fights the Barbarian in an arm wrestling contest for $5,000 and then have a match with Abdullah the Butcher. Paul Jones, manager of those two opponents, tried to do a switcheroo on him and then fucked him at the end of the match anyway. And then Paul Jones has the indignity to say superstar Billy Graham broke the contract by not doing the arm wrestling match. And superstar has managed to get a match with the Barbarian on Starrcade. But not just that. Before their match, though, they will have a $10,000 arm wrestling match.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We are getting that fucking arm wrestling contest.
There's the people crave arm wrestling.
And then, so there was a bit where Superstar, this was funny though, is that Paul Jones was cutting a promo bitching about Superstar Billy Graham. But then Superstar Billy Graham was in the ring, and so Billy Graham got a microphone, yelled at Paul Jones, while Paul Jones was in like the area where they do the studio promos.
That's amazing.
And so Paul Jones walked over to the ring side area, and then they did a beatdown angle.
I as someone who just discovered the fucking proximity of the interview area to the ring area, that kind of continuity has become one of my favorite things. Like, again, the fucking like the Iron Curtain or whatever, going straight from the interview to the ring, and we saw that shit or whatever. Like, just give me more of that, of dudes just like going over all roided up and like just wrecking the interview set, or interview guys just going over ringside mid-match. Camera following them. Beautiful cinema.
Then we will have the Texas Bull Rope match between Black Bart and Ron Bass. And it has been signed as well that if Ron Bass gets the dub, he gets 5 minutes alone in the ring with J.J. Dillon.
He's just going to murder that guy.
J.J. Dillon cut a promo basically hyping up that, yes, he did agree to this match. And Bob Caudle was like, man, you're really confident it's not going to come to that, aren't you?
You're really putting your decrepit ass body on the line just because you feel a little cocky. The calculus
you feel cocky about Black Bart.
Oh yeah,
this isn't going to backfire on you.
Absolutely. The future Casa Bonita gimmick, incredible.
So then we have, I don't think this has been announced yet, is a Mexican death match.
Yeah, baby.
Between Manny Fernandez, who else would have, who could have guessed?
Burrito Boy.
And Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh my God.
They have not.
I
have barely interacted. It is apparently from Manny's sombrero or something.
Oh, wait. I feel like they were talking about the shit with Manny's sombrero and maybe about contracting out Abdullah for that. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Abdullah brings the death match. Manny brings the Mexican. You got Mexican death match.
Yeah, now, Mexican death match. I I don't know if it is going to just be like hardcore match or if we're going to follow proper death match rules. Traditional death match rules, or at least the Texas death match, is that to win, you have to pin your opponent, then they have to stay down for 10 seconds.
Oh, shit.
So it's a combination of a regular pin and a last man standing situation.
I see.
I don't know if they're just calling it that because it's going to be a hardcore match and it sounds cooler if you call it a Mexican death match.
Absolutely.
Or if we're going to follow like Texas death match rules.
So if we're following Texas death match rules, but it's called a Mexican death match. That
because Manny is Mexican.
Yeah. Well, yes, but so that makes it Tex-Mex. Delicious.
Hey,
Yum.
So maybe this time we'll get to watch a match where Abdullah the Butcher blades and stabs somebody with a fork because it's a Mexican death match.
Weirdly bloodless Abdullah the Butcher match last time around. We'll
not a lot of butchering happening.
Yeah,
when he fed superstar Billy Graham. I'm gonna be honest.
Whole lot of Abdullah. Disappointing amount of Butcher.
Yeah, there's always a lot of Abdullah.
True.
Also, I want to point out, Jimmy Valiant. Remember his tag partner from before he teamed up with superstar Billy. He had a tag partner. I don't even remember his name now.
Oh yeah. I do. Just some guy who's also a street person.
He has not been seen since that, and in fact, the few times that Jimmy Valiant has been in the tag match has been with superstar Billy Graham. He has completely replaced his old tag partner with Billy Graham.
Old tag partner for superstar. Wow, just fucking big leaguing him once he gets Billy Graham on his payroll.
And then we had a match where they set up a match for the vacant NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship.
That's a lot of words.
It is. Now, last time there was the last champion. I mean, this is the most mid-cardy ass belt they got going here. But the previous champion was Buzz Tyler, and no, I don't know who that is.
Fair enough.
But he left Jim Crockett Promotions, and he was stripped of the belt on July 15th. And they are just now settling who is the new NWA Mid-Atlantic champion. That's a vacant belt. It's been vacant for months. But
oh yeah, we have a belt. We don't got enough of those babies floating around our dual promotion.
Yeah, so okay, we're gonna solve this. And they're gonna solve it with a match between two hot up-and-coming stars, is how Jim Crockett sold it. It is gonna be Crusher Khrushchev. Facing Sam Houston. Now, Sam Houston has appeared in the background of a couple of these Dusty Rhodes segments because he is an associated friend of Dusty Rhodes. But he is a pretty young wrestler. He had been kayfabe injured by the Andersons. I think they mentioned that in one of their promos. He is like a cowboy gimmick. And the thing most notable about him is that he is the half-brother of Jake the Snake Roberts.
Really?
They are both children of Grizzly Smith, noted pedophile rapist among the wrestling community.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Grizzly Smith is a humongous piece of shit.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole Dark Side of the Ring episode if you really want to deep dive into that.
I'm still waiting for Kyle to put Dark Side of the Ring on the Plex. I'm gonna fucking marathon that shit.
But yeah, he is a total fucking dirtbag.
Oh my god!
He had three kids going to wrestling: Jake Roberts, Sam Houston, and Rockin' Robin. One of the longest reigning WWF women's champions of the day, and she had 3 title defenses.
Oh, women's champ. Well, that's neat.
That's something. I gotta say though, they gave Sam Houston a promo. And he did not inherit the same ability to cut promos as Jake. That's his half brother.
That's unfortunate.
His promo was obscenely bad. It was a lot.
No.
He was just like thanking the fans for all the support they have given him, and he just stumbles over his words constantly. And it's not even like funny bad in a way that there are a lot of wrestling promos that are funny bad.
Yes.
The Steiner math is in many ways funny bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a fucking masterpiece.
The Genesis of McGillicuddy.
I think it's funny to watch Genesis of McGillicuddy.
What is a mustache?
Suffer and Succotash.
Suffer and Succotash. Yep. The Lex Luger. I don't know. Promo.
I don't know. I don't even know that one.
Oh, that one is. He did some. I'm going to have to show you some of these historically bad promos.
Please.
Psycho Sid saying that I have half the brain that you do. To Hall and Nash.
No way, dude.
Yeah, that was good. I hate to derail this a little bit, but like Hall and Nash did a whole promo about making fun of how stupid Psycho Sid is in WCW. This is WCW 2000, and Psycho Sid comes out, and he's like, and he tries to be like, "Yeah, well, I'm twice the man that you are, and I got half the brain that you do."
Look at the adjective, brain.
So there's a lot of charmingly bad wrestling promos.
Man just buried himself alive.
Yeah. A lot of charmingly bad wrestling promos.
Yeah.
This was not one of those.
Oh,
He's
no.
just kind of stumbling around. He's like, hey, there's a lot of, I got a lot of champion title opportunities. And I just really want to show the fans, want to give back to them for all their support of me. And
I feel so compelled.
Yeah, it was rough.
Oof.
More charmingly bad wrestling promos. Luther Reigns, I've had peas before. Okay. No, we gotta do the Thanksgiving episode of SmackDown with the Luther Reigns promo.
Bro.
I've had
wait. Oh, I just
You've probably
saw
seen the deadlock clip of that promo. Yeah, because that went viral. The clip of that promo.
Yeah, court mandated SmackDown.
Court mandated SmackDown bookings. Love it.
So good, dude.
But yeah, a lot of the Brood promo. Especially Edge's part.
Oh, that whole thing was just magical.
Good lucha things became iconic.
Lucha things. That's another one I've heard of but haven't interacted.
I'll show you. I'll send you that one because it happened on an episode of the WWE draft, so we're never gonna cover it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to good lucha things.
Yeah. Oh my God! Something I can actually watch and not have to worry about it being on the pod. That's
that's never. We're never doing that one.
We're not even touching that.
No. But anyway. So that is everything that's been going on in the NWA in the last week or so.
Oh my God.
And the whole card for Starrcade has been set. And so if you would like to watch along with us for tonight, you can do so at Peacock. WWE has a shitload of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling on Peacock.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. So we'll be back to discuss the November 16th, 1985 episode of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
Let's fucking do it.
And we are back. We have finished the November 16th, 1985 episode of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
This far in, I'm almost tempted to call it Mid-Atlantic Championship allegedly wrestling, because we are mostly not here for the wrestling, but in like a different way than that's the case for WWE most of the time. Because like there is wrestling, there's like good old classic Southern wrestling work rate, but each match lasts approximately 30 seconds and does not matter.
It's the jobber squashes are so many. It's so many jobber matches.
I know.
It's all so uninteresting.
So many segments crammed into 45 fucking minutes.
It's impressive. I'll give them that.
I know. I don't know how they do it. How the hell they keep up this breakneck ass production pace. I feel like they're making it harder for themselves here. Just slow down just a little bit, please.
Yeah. So we open after the dun.
Well, okay. We have a cold open of.
I guess if you want to talk about this.
Well, I want to talk about it mostly for the fact that like it's a repeat of something we're gonna see later, and I have no fucking clue why they opened with this and then just cut it off early because we're gonna see the exact same goddamn exchange later. So why did they show this?
It's a teaser for later in the episode.
But why tease that thing? This is like one of the least things we are here to see.
Listen, I can't tell you what decisions were made in the production studio in 1985.
Jesus, it's making me yearn for the previously on guy on TNA right now.
Previously on guy understands what the important stuff is.
Yeah, at least he has his goddamn priorities straight. Okay, but yes, you know, thank God, Austin, thank God they take the time to show us like the exact states that make up the Mid-Atlantic. You know, like just one by one showing an outline of each state that makes up the Mid-Atlantic before showing us then the entire conglomeration of all those states. You know, Jesus, if they didn't do that, I might think we were filming in some jabroni ass state like Wyoming or something. Like,
yeah, I need to know that this is taking place in like the Carolinas.
Precisely in the Carolinas and Florida and Virginia or two.
How else would I know?
I'm so concerned about this. But yes, we are back in the Mid-Atlantic and we are here to figure out who the contestants are for the heavyweight championship match, which Tengo Preguntas. Isn't the heavyweight championship match the Ric Flair's champion? Is that not Ric Flair's?
So at the very least, that would be one of them, I think.
Yeah. So
it's got to be Flair. It's going to be one of them.
Contestants? Is this becoming a fatal four-way all of a sudden? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, a lot of this episode leans in, like really bumps into the fact of trying to watch Mid-Atlantic and World Championship at the same time.
Yeah.
Because WCW already covered all the Starrcade beats that happened on this episode of Mid-Atlantic. I talked about them in the front half.
Yeah. We add like, I don't know, a couple small little details, I guess, but it's nothing that crazy. Was there really so little overlap between I guess there was, because WCW was what, like Georgia area-ish?
WCW was a nationwide audience on TV.
Oh!
Mid-Atlantic was regionalized to the Mid-Atlantic.
I don't know, I guess then get the people who don't have national TV. I don't fucking know. Why are we repeating so much shit between
it's probably that. I guess they were looking at it as like, they don't have the same audience overlapping. But Bob Caudle has talks up all sorts of announcements. The most important one for the immediate segment is he again announces that they have stripped Dusty of the World TV title because his injury prevented him from defending the belt within 30 days, and so they're going to have a tournament for it. And then Ole Anderson immediately comes in to complain about this.
Yeah. Ole Anderson is here to stand up for his brother's ownership of the belt. Aww,
yeah, he's mad. He's like, when a man's got the belt, that makes him the champion. That's not
it is legit really cute that like they have Ole cutting this promo and not Arn. Like, aw, He's standing up. He's standing up for like his sibling and like going up to bat. Like wholesome tag team content is what I am here for.
It's nice. It's nice to know that even bad guys can feel familial love.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's a certain comfort to it. You know. So Ole's like, what the fuck?
Ole is like, whoever wins that tournament will have to come to Arn Anderson's house and take it from him.
just fucking like, I don't know if they'll find a ring there, if they'll just find Arn Anderson with a shotgun. Either way, good luck, kids.
You want to know what's really funny though? Is that I looked up the lineage of the WCW World TV title because I was like, because they were talking about how they might strip Dusty of the belt on TV before they do it. So I was like, oh, did they do that? And so you looked it up, and the winner of the tournament is Arn Anderson.
Wait, really?
Arn is going to be the next TV champion legit. That makes it very funny right now that they're bitching and moaning this much about how he's not already the champion.
Yeah, that is fun because like I feel like obviously Arn would be like the next guy to hold it, but it is funny to think about. I mean I just love like that half the time if someone's a heel in wrestling, like half their characters, I don't wanna like actually wrestle.
I shouldn't have to, even though my job is to be a professional wrestler, I shouldn't have to wrestle.
I shouldn't have to stoop to wrestling to hold this championship. I should just have it.
Yeah.
Just cuz.
Yeah, so that was that. Then we go to our first match of the show, the Rock and Roll Express versus two guys I didn't get the name of.
Bro, I got one of the names, and I'll talk about that in a second. But bro, the fucking 80-yard in Rock and Roll Express music. That's almost certainly like Peacock replacement music or like network replacement music, right? Like,
I don't know.
Because that sounded like some generic ass fucking Jimmy Hart sound-alike shit.
Let me go on the Pro Wrestling Wiki and hope that maybe there's something that I can find about the Rock and Roll Express, what their entrance music was. Because that's that, no guarantee of that.
Yeah.
So when they were in the Continental Wrestling Association, that's Memphis for the people reminder, they did come out to Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss.
Hey.
So that was definitely not that. Man, they were very on the nose with some of these. When they were in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, they came out to Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger. Very on the nose of these titles. But they have two theme songs listed here that do not list what companies they were in when they had the song.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll is King by the Electric Light Orchestra, and Boogie Woogie Dance Hall by Ricky Morton.
Okay.
So apparently Ricky Morton made his own fucking song.
Yeah.
For this tag team to have.
I guess Ricky Morton actually does rock and roll. That's was not expecting that, to be honest.
So this could be, I don't know any of these songs. So like, it could be Rock and Roll is King. It could be the Boogie Woogie Dance Hall.
It just seems like suspiciously high quality sound for the era.
Or it could be their WWF theme, Guitar Bash.
Oh shit. That might be it, because that, like I said, that sounded like a fucking Jimmy Hart track. That sounded like a classic era Jimmy Hart track.
I am not going back to 1997 Raw, because they were in the WWE during the really shitty NWA takeover.
Oh shit! Yeah. 97. Yeah. I think
I'm not checking if that's their theme. If that theme is the same as the one that came out during this episode, we did watch some of it. I'm not going back for it.
I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either if they just dubbed in the WWF theme. That is the most common thing that they do with wrestler when they need to dub songs. Is they're like, if they wrestled in the WWE, we'll dub in the WWE theme because we own that.
Yep. All right. So I wouldn't be surprised. But yes, I did catch the name of one of the jobbers. Once again, it's one of the fucking Jeffers siblings. The Jeffers siblings, man, that is my bloodline. Okay? Acknowledge Jack Jeffers. The tribal Jeffer. He didn't eat the pin. So he's still looking strong in my book after this match.
Yeah, so they Rock and Roll wrestled the same jobber squash I had to watch for them for like 5 times now.
I will say though, haven't you been saying their thing?
I did know. This time they worked the arm.
Yes, they worked the arm, not the leg. I did catch that.
They worked
switching up their strategy.
They worked the arm and then they hit a double drop kick and won. Like every other jobber squash. I just think it's really funny that this is the Rock and Roll Express jobber match formula.
Well,
they just work a limb and then hit a drop kick and win.
No wonder they decided to freshen it up and work the arm instead of the leg. The collective is in the air. It's making everybody tune up.
Yeah. So then Bob Caudle is with the Russians and Ivan Koloff. Suddenly, okay, this episode, so many promos decide to really hone in on the fact that Starrcade's tagline is the gathering.
The gathering. That's what I meant. Not
in a way that has never been emphasized before this week.
Because they started talking about that shit, and I was like late in one of the later matches, I made a note about this, about like the gathering is in the air, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And then they started talking about it so much that I realized, oh shit, it's the Starrcade tagline. But they have not made it apparent to me in previous episodes. Either that or I just fucking missed it.
I mean, like if you see the Starrcade logo, they'll say it, and they've sometimes called it like Starrcade 85, The Gathering.
Oh, sure.
But like this is the first week they are like really hammering in. This is the gathering.
Yeah, take a shot every fucking time they say
that. No, because Ivan Koloff is like, the American people are gathering. They go so crazy for the Rock and Roll Express. But don't the American people know by now that the Russians are the best tag team in the world?
Yeah, Ivan Koloff is incensed with this filthy American capitalist rock and roll music.
They gathered the gathering, and they think they were all gathered to see the defeat of the Russians, but they are wrong.
And he's got on his best Dracula ass cape in protest. My man is just fucking like the collar is all the way up, the cape is all the way down. He will suck your American capital. But also what was really funny about this promo was that the way the group was like standing here, Bob Caudle and fucking and Ivan Koloff were in the back, while Crusher Khrushchev could not give less of a shit about this promo, as he is standing right the fuck in front of Ivan Koloff the entire time, flexing. Like, you can barely goddamn see Ivan Koloff for most of this promo, because Crusher Khrushchev is just there going like, and it's like, what the shit? Why are you
this is the thing I've seen across like WWF too, where like Bobby Heenan will cut up, or Jimmy Hart or whatever will have a promo, and their wrestlers will just stand directly in front of them in the middle of the promo. And it's like, guys, blocking.
Yeah, literally blocking you're literally blocking your fucking wrestler. Shut up. What?
Whatever. The next match is Buddy Landel versus Stony Burke. I did catch that name.
Which, okay, how the fuck is the dude in the red gear with the name Stony about to lose to the dude in black gear named fucking Buddy? This is fucking unorthodox for jobber conventions in WCW at this time. Usually it's the guy with the less cool name in the all black that's about to get fucking dicked down in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Buddy hits a drop kick, scoop slam, his spinny elbow drop, and then the figure four for the win. Absolutely nothing else happened.
Yeah. Commentaries, they're falling over themselves because, like, look at all the top stars in Mid Atlantic tuning up for the gathering. It's like, how they're doing the exact same thing
they always do.
What the shit are you talking?
Now, I did laugh is that after the match, Buddy Landel still has the figure 4 in.
Yeah.
And in was JJ Dillon, and he just straight up steps on Burke as he's stuck in the figure 4.
Steps right over him. Yeah, that was a great power move from JJ Dillon. But none of that matters because we are here to see the greatest of all time, Terry Taylor, cut a promo with Bob Connell. He's out here looking sharp with the khakis, the blue blazer, red sweater vest, and matching red pocket sweater.
Get him the fuck out of here.
The prophecy of the Red Rooster, Austin. It is being told to us in this moment.
Fuck Terry Taylor. You think I wrote any notes on this promo? Fuck him.
Austin, he's equipped with his newest maneuver, the super suplex.
Fuck you. Fuck your new maneuver, Terry.
He's gonna climb straight to the top of all wrestling.
I can't wait for Buddy Landel to beat Terry Taylor.
Nah, man. I will say I have taken a shine to both of them for shitpost reasons. Terry Taylor just because of how funny it is that you hate him so much, and Buddy Landel as a fuck you to Ric Flair. This is who the true Nature Boy should have been all along. So it's going to be a tough match.
I know I mentally fell asleep during this Terry Taylor pro. I'm sure he said something about how he's so excited to be here in Mid-Atlantic, and you know the challengers are also tough, but at Starrcade he is going to win. I'm going to assume something like that.
That's I think you nailed it pretty much on the nose. And what a great speaker that man is. We have a we'll be right back cutaway to a freeze frame from Buddy Landel's match, and it has the subtitle, Buddy Landel, a pretender to greatness. Hey, that's me.
That's rude to say.
Don't be nice on screen titles. Come on now.
Yeah, he is in the upper half of the Mid-Atlantic roster by default because half are jobbers.
Yes,
but
seriously.
He is in the upper half.
And I can't think of any other Nature Boys out there that are relevant or should matter. So,
I mean, there's only one Nature Boy on this show.
True, that's fucking true. The anyone else who's not here, they are the true pretenders. Truly, I don't fucking care. Fuck you.
Then sit guitar riffs because it's time for the Starrcade 85 update.
Yes.
Tony Schiavone and Jim Crockett announced all 10 matches for Starrcade, but we already talked about everything.
Yeah. I do. A few things, a few thoughts I had while they were announcing all the matches. They emphasized the whole, like, if Ron Bass wins his match, he then gets 5 minutes alone with JJ Dillon for JJ Dillon's own quote unquote bull rope match. And I would love nothing more than JJ Dillon pulling a fucking Boomy from Avatar and just like tearing off his shirt to reveal that he's actually fucking ripped and just murders Ron Bass.
That would be so funny.
That would be amazing swerve. All I'm saying is you're missing an opportunity here. I also love how like NWA's cheap asses just tape segments during matches. So you hear the audience fucking like cheering for stuff happening in ring. And meanwhile, Shivani's trying to talk over it. I mean, hell, why don't we just save resources even harder and film these segments just with the same camera in front of the ring mid-match? Time is money.
Like, why do we need the fake studio backdrop?
Just have the match as a backdrop at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but okay, that we already talked about. If you were listening in the front half, you already know all that.
And well, it's apparently so important that they got Crockett here to help announce too, and man, Jim Crockett is becoming my Terry Taylor. Who is this uncharismatic ass jabroni? Get him off of my screen. He like robotically turns his head to Shivani, talks, and then robotically just turns his head back to stare you down in the camera with a blank expression on his face. He also struggles not to misgender Miss Atlanta Lively. He's like, and she is gonna be in this match.
Like, okay, guy. I know the bit is that it's a man.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't even think he was trying to do a bit. I think he was legitimately just struggling to refer to whoever the fuck Miss Atlanta Lively's real
Ronnie Garvin.
We're struggling to refer to Ronnie Garvin as a she. I think that was just legit Crockett just being bad at being on camera.
That's true. And then my nightmare gets worse. As not only is Terry Taylor back, Sam Houston is here as well.
Yeah, who is this guy again? Aside from he's the Barbarians manager.
No, that's Paul Jones.
Oh.
Sam Houston, the cowboy guy, half brother of Jake Roberts.
Oh,
wrestling.
But first we did get the Barbarian manager thing.
Oh, we did. Oh, did we get the recap of that? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. It's the promo we saw in the cold open, and he's cutting a promo on Billy on Superstar Billy Graham, and Billy Graham off screen, so it looks like it feels like it's a fucking ghost speaking from beyond the grave. Is like, hey asshole.
Hey.
Yeah, he's here to haunt. What's this guy's name? The fuck?
Paul Jones. Number one, Paul Jones. That's his nickname.
He is here to haunt number one, Paul Jones. Paul Jones he bolts off the interview set, power walks to the ring where Superstar Billy Graham is, takes off his tux jacket menacingly, and Billy Graham is about to murder his ass, but then not Axe Barbarian is able to get the drop on him. Waka waka.
Yeah, whatever. Now we get
Sam Houston.
Fucking hell.
Bro, yeah, fucking Sam Houston, but makes Terry Taylor look like the greatest orator of our time. This man just has nothing going for him. He's out here being like, I'm gonna do a good Southern wrestle thing. God damn it! Woo!
Yeah, no, he's really bad. He just repeats the same fucking bullshit he did when I talked about him in the front half.
I know.
He's just like, I got a great opportunity or at Starrcade or whatever, and
He wears a cowboy hat.
I'm gonna show support to all my fans and blah 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 blah. He's no Jake Roberts, not Jake Roberts.
True.
On that. And then Terry Taylor, man, again, he says nothing of new intrigue.
What I did find funny was that Bob Caudle was talking to him about how over he is, kind of. And he's like, normally you see people getting a special amount of love in their hometown, but you get a lot of love everywhere. And Terry Taylor's, every crowd is my hometown crowd. The whole world is my home. Austin, he's such a sweet boy. How can you hate a boy as sweet as this who sees the world as his hometown? I don't understand how you can hold such vitriol for such a sweet boy.
I hate Terry Taylor.
I see nothing wrong with this.
I cannot. I'm going to be excited to be out of this arc, so I don't have to see Terry Taylor anymore.
Terry Taylor's yeah, well, with your luck, you're going to pop us into a fucking classic era arc in the Fed that the Red.
No. That next arc we're doing is New Generation. I'm going to be safe. Terry Taylor. I can promise you that.
Austin specifically booking arcs to avoid the bane of his existence, Terry Taylor.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing.
Outstanding. Okay, so we go to our next match, which is, I don't know, fucking something. Who is this?
The Russians versus the Italian Stallion, Pat Tanaka, and Pistol Pez Watley.
Oh yeah, our two ethnic enclaves. Outstanding. So this match is happening, and we get a mid-match picture-in-picture promo from Don Kernodle, which is just Yeah, I don't know. Who is this guy?
I had to look him up. He's just a wrestler for the NWA during this time period. I've never seen him before, and I guess he just supports America. So he'll be there to help the Rock and Roll Express at Starrcade.
Get their tag belts back from the Russians. Yeah, fucking... also, it made me realize, because this wasn't like a cutaway. This was part of the live commentary. But for some reason, they show it picture-in-picture. But it made me realize, commentary doesn't have a fucking desk at Mid-Atlantic. No, they just stand there.
We don't see them do commentary. We just hear their voices. They could be.
Yeah, but I thought they had a desk. No, fucking, they just have to stand there. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
That's hilarious.
I had higher hopes for this match for some reason.
Just I was gonna say they're presenting the Italian Stallions as if they're not just jobbers.
No, the Italian Stallion is the name of one person.
Oh, only one of them.
It's one of them is just named the Italian Stallion, which is a goofy ass name. But this match is the same couple minutes long match as everything else on this show. The Russians win with a bear hug doomsday device, wherein Nikita Koloff puts I think it was Tanaka and a bear hug, and then Ivan Koloff jumped off the top rope and hit a clothesline.
Yeah, that it was nice. Like the work be rating, but like, man,
it's so short.
It's so short. Yeah, Tanaka eats the pin after getting like uber dicked out by the Russians. Rip in peace.
Then we cut to Bob Caudle is with Magnum TA.
Yeah, bro, Magnum TA is like already inundated with blading scars. And something I noticed too as this episode went on, like, Jesus Christ, these studio lights are not forgiving on blading
so many scars. You can see the blading scars.
Everybody's fucked up foreheads under these goddamn lights and camera. What the shit, dude?
Hey, yeah, he's working. You know, you work down there and down south. You're going to be blading. That's the way it goes.
And no shame, but holy shit, you could see every fucking little bit of purple on those dudes' foreheads.
So many purple splotches on people's foreheads.
What the fuck?
It is fuck. It's a little fucked up.
That's
to see people's blading scars.
Yeah.
The Magnum is like, he's got a lot of things to be happy about. First of all, Dusty Rhodes, he didn't just come back. He's at 100%, and he's got what he wanted. His shot at Ric Flair. And Ric Flair, now you're going to see what you stirred up.
Yeah, Dusty and Magnum, like, both go up to bat for each other on this episode. It's kind of cute, honestly.
And then Magnum talking about his match with Tully, and he's like, you can't run. You've been running and hiding for too long. This will be the battle of all battles.
He says to Tully, I'll tell you one thing. I never want to kiss that woman of yours again.
Absolutely
good.
Unnecessary shot at Baby Doll. And I want to remind you all that he kissed her.
Yes. But again, good. Don't stop.
He was like, I'm going to show you how a real man kisses. And now you're like, I don't want to ever kiss her again. It's like, you act like she came on to you.
We're having our sexual assault cake and eating it too, Austin. Classic move from Magnum right there.
Then we get Billy Jack Haynes versus Mike.
But before we move on, I kind of realize, like, because Magnum is still like not quite clicking for me, and I think I realized why. Okay. I think there are two elements that are like making it miss something for me. One, this man's face never fucking changes. He stands there with his eyes vaguely wide, making the same expression for the entire promo. And I'm like, I can't. And I tried like going back and just listening to it, like closing my eyes, and it sounded a little better. However, how it sounds is impeded for me because like he lacks like just too much diction. Like he mumbles his words or muddles his words just enough that I'm like, I can't like connect with this on an emotional, because like everything else there is good and should work, but like these two elements just fucking holds it back for me.
Yeah, all right.
And because I want to like him, he seems cool. Otherwise, again, aside from forcibly kissing baby doll and being like, ew,
there's
gross,
a lot of weird. There's a lot of weird morality.
Then again,
there's a lot of weird morality to this morality play.
Yeah, well, the 80s are the 80s.
That's very. It feels very.
All
of
wrestling history is just filled with noted baby faces.
Yeah.
So, noted babyface Magnum TA. He's all right. I'm sure the match with Tully is going to slap, and that's what I care about.
Yeah, I have high hopes for the actual match as well. Then we get match number 4, Billy Jack Haynes versus Mike Davis. I didn't watch
this match. Billy Jack Haynes just army presses this jobber out the fucking gate. Like, within 2 seconds, BJH just has him pressed fully above his head. And then just drops him down for the win. Rip in peace, Mike Davis. You didn't get off a single fucking offensive maneuver to speak of.
And then this was funny to me. We come back to Bob Cotto, and he talks up how cool and awesome Billy Jack Haynes is, just to immediately throw it back to the next match.
I know. Just real quick. Yeah, that was cool, right? Cool. Let's go. Ron Bass versus Vernon Deaton.
Damn, that guy! I noticed that guy's fucking blading scars.
Oh, wait.
On Ron Bass.
Ron Bass too. Ron Bass.
Real bad.
We're gonna get it with Dusty too later, obviously.
Yeah, but Dusty's famous for his scars. I would say this match had more technical wrestling than I expected it to. I kind of look at Ron Bass and I assume he's just going to punch a guy until he dies.
This was maybe the best match of the night, which is not a high bar, but
no, he was working the arm. He's working the neck with headlocks, and he ends it with the iron claw.
Yeah, well, okay, except commentary the entire fucking time is talking about how Ron Bass came back from the Orient with a new claw maneuver. Oh, how exotic. That's nothing he could learn anywhere in the American territories. No, you got to go to the Orient to learn how to do a claw maneuver. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
It's just the iron claw. It's the iron claw. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, how do you have to make an entire goddamn trek to the east to learn how to squeeze your fingers around a dude's forehead?
Multiple wrestlers I could list right now use the claw, that would have been contemporary for him, like Baron von Raschke.
Yep.
Killer Kowalski. Obviously Fritz von Erich.
Yeah,
the Von Erich, and honestly, by this point, the Von Erich brothers.
Yeah.
So, why did your cowboy dude have to go all the way to Asia to learn how to do the fucking claw?
It's so exotic. Fuck off. But yes, so I will say though, Bass's mustache game, that's some good shit.
He's got that curly iron baron.
Yeah,
curly oil baron mustache.
The little thing where he twisted into points at the end. Yeah, the oil baron shit. That's good. He wins some points for me on that. There's nothing that gets me going in wrestling more, Austin, than a cowboy gimmick with a great mustache attached. All right, that's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Then we cut to Paul Jones, who has the shittiest promo of the episode for me.
Yeah, he's here to lore dump about why Starrcade is called The Gathering.
He is just so boring, and I've seen other Paul Jones promos, and I wasn't exactly blown away, but I thought he was fine.
No,
I wasn't ready for this level of bad.
This felt like he was trying to do a Paul Bearer cadence, but without any of the character, because he's like, it is a gathering of people who believe that justice will be done. Now, my idea of justice is different from you and the
It feels
fans.
like he's trying to do a low voice to sound intimidating, and he just
sounds
stupid.
But like also talk really slow because he has all these like weird convoluted points he's trying to make, but he doesn't want to.
His idea of justice is having a winner.
Yeah, which is apparently a far different concept of justice from Bob Connell or the fans. I guarantee you, Paul, that this is not a fucking hot take. That justice is about having a winner. I guarantee you that this is not a hot take in the Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Barbarian and Abdullah are winners every night they get in the ring.
Superstar Billy Graham, you're nothing but a cheap walking imitation of a Christmas tree. And Starrcade will be your Waterloo.
What a hard cut at the end of that promo, him saying
analogies.
That.
What the fuck? What? Your Waterloo?
Yeah.
For a Christmas tree? What are you talking about?
But hey, nobody crosses number 1 Paul Jones.
I cross him right now.
Paul Jones, he was number 1.
Oh no! Don't ever take his hat from him. Fuck.
Don't take his hat.
Yeah. Oh well. That's another one. That's the sombrero match. Oh shit! Slowly,
he is trying to take
together.
The hat, and then
this is how the hat lore starts.
Paul Jones is Smitty Werber Jaegerman Jensen.
Werberman Jaegerman Jensen. Yeah.
He was
two
number
very
1.
comparable names.
Yeah. Whatever, who fucking cares? Because Dusty Rhodes is here.
Here he is, boys. Here he is, world.
Yeah, now, obviously, this was going to be the promo I'm reading out.
Of course.
And I even very helpfully, Genius.com has this promo transcripted on their website.
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't even have to type it out.
I do have a question for you then, out of reverence, because this is one of the greatest promos of all time.
I feel the pressure to do this right. Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to save my MST3K riffing on this promo until after you have read it in its entirety?
I'll leave that up to you.
Oh fuck. Fuck it. I'm gonna we can't ever pretend to live up to Dusty Rhodes. I'm interjecting because that's our version, baby. We can't live up to the man himself.
Right. Let's see. Here it goes. Hard times gonna make you wonder why you even try. Oh, sorry. Hold on. That's the Paramore lyrics.
Hey-o!
I've been sitting on that one.
We each got to do our own hard times riff. You'll have to see.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hard times gonna make you wonder.
And I gotta get to rock bottom, daddy. The whole song. That'd be something.
Also, before we start, may I just say, Dusty Rhodes with the absolute look of a gray pinstripe suit jacket and waistcoat, a pink button-up shirt, a blue tie with a polo pattern, and fucking blue jeans. The absolute look. My man.
And his fucking glasses.
And the glasses. My man rolled up here. He's like, Flair loves to talk all that shit about drip. I'm bringing the Dusty Rhodes drip that nobody the fuck else can pull off.
Absolutely.
Pinstripe with jeans. Yeah, baby.
First of all, I want to thank the many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time, because I know how important it was. Starrcade 85, it is to the wrestling fans. It is to Jim Crockett Promotions and Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. With that wait, I got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair.
Neither do I. Fuck you.
No respect, no honor.
Yes, correct. You absolutely do not have to give it to Ric Flair. Thank you, Dusty.
There's no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work. They got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times.
Yeah, Dusty out here spewing Das Kapital, of course.
He is for the people.
He's
the blue collar work.
Comrades.
Hard times are when the auto workers out of work. and they tell him go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job for 30 years, and they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, your computer took your place, daddy. That's hard times. That's hard times. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out.
From now on, I'm blaming Ric Flair for Reaganomics. It's his reign with the NWA title. Is the reason we got trickle down economics.
Yeah. And we all had hard times together. And I admit, I don't look like the athletes of the day is supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My height is just a little big. But brother, I am bad.
Like I have a fat ass, Daddy. True.
You're damn right. You
damn right.
But brother, I am bad. They know I'm bad. There were two bad people. One was John Wayne, and he's dead, brother. And the other's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world heavyweight title belongs to these people. And I'm going to reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for the gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now.
Televangelist Dusty Rhodes.
I mean, he does take a lot of his promo style from televangelists.
Yeah, I can really feel that here. But like the reach out and touch your screen is a whole new level that I have not seen before. That's fucking crazy.
Reaching out because the love that was given to me, and this time I'll repay you now. Because the next World's Heavyweight Champion on this Hard Times Blues, Dusty Rhodes Tour 85. And Ric Flair, Nature Boy, let me leave you with this. One way to her, Ric Flair, is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world, and that's the World Heavyweight title. I'm going to take it. I've been there twice. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm going to take it from you. Let's gather for it. Don't let me down now, because I came back for you, for that man upstairs that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real world champion.
I assume he's shouting out his dad.
I assume so as well.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was like another specific person that, okay.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you. Thank God I have you, and I love you. I love you!
See, it was funny too because I thought like at first he was talking about like I don't know God or Jesus, and then he said died 10, 12 years ago, and I'm I think
that's when Jesus died. Yeah,
that's when Jesus who went up to heaven never having seen a world heavyweight title run, truly an underappreciated talent in his day. Yeah, so that was incredible. Like what's crazy about this too? This is a talent that I see Dustin Rhodes have a little bit too. It was a talent I saw him showcase recently in that video he did calling out Samoa Joe. What's crazy about this is like what is being said isn't like anything like crazy revolutionary in a way.
I think his hard times part of the speech is like this is hard times is like crazy.
Is that like the first wrestling? Is that like the first time like we got something like that in wrestling, or like at least really like?
I mean that I can think. I can't think of any other time that he taught. Like Dusty Rhodes has always had that working class appeal to him. That's the point. That's why he's the American dream.
I feel like a lot of wrestlers, at least of the modern day, like lean. A lot of face wrestlers will lean on a certain level of populism to get over to some extent or another. Now, how often they're making Marxist analysis as part of their fucking promos is not terribly often, but like you think of like the Eddie Kingston's of the world, right? Like they have, and I had to what I was imagining was that like for Southern wrestling, like being a wrestler like of the people who cares about the people are. Like I wasn't sure how revolutionary it was to be like this is for all the mom and pops working 9 to 5 and getting the world screwed over. I'm doing this for you.
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend to be a historian of the era, but this is definitely like I'd say this is the most well-known version of that kind of.
That's fair.
Speech being part in a promo, and it's just like I once read an essay about Dusty Rhodes. And how like Dusty Rhodes' appeal comes, like Dusty Rhodes' peak. Like you could make a case that a lot of top baby faces, part of what works is that they come for a very specific cultural appeal at the exact cultural moment. Mm-hmm. And Dusty Rhodes, and the essay kind of talked about how Dusty Rhodes comes at this like turning point in the American economic system where like that the kind of blue collar workers he's talking about in this promo, like they like very soon after this, like that's going to be like the way America transitions. Like we see that kind of work and that kind of career kind of fall apart and kind of be collapsed. The collapsing of the middle class, the working class that Dusty Rhodes is appealing to with this promo, because as he appeals to these very like industrial workers, like working class. And he's popularity is the late 70s and early to mid 80s when that was on its last legs. And in a way, this is coincidental, of course, but Dusty Rhodes' peak also is the end of that peak of that kind of career field. America.
I made the joke about it. We are like smack dab in the middle of the Reagan presidency, right? Mm-hmm. That marked a major shift in things like this. I wasn't even thinking of that, but that's a really good point, and that speaks that would speak then to why this was so powerful, because he was
like he's speaking to real actual hard times happening out there to a decent portion of that audience that is watching this promo right now.
That's definitely that's brilliant, actually. That's oh shit. Yeah. So okay, well that fucking rules. And
also when I was talking about the WCW promo where he repeated this, that entire segment he did word for word on WCW. I was like, wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Talking about the textile workers and the man who got kicked out, who got fired to be replaced by a computer. And I was like, hey, what the fuck, Dusty?
Hey, if it works, it works. It's rhetoric that works with the people. Sometimes you have a winning line. You just gotta repeat. Sometimes that winning line is 5 sentences long. You know, who are we to judge? So okay, so that is brilliant. But like even the rest of the promo, like he says everything with this incredible conviction and also clarity. What I talked about with Magnum TA, where like he lacks diction and that kind of throws it off for me. Dusty Rhodes speaks clear as fucking day. His diction in this speech is picture perfect. You can clearly understand every word that he's saying, and that makes it comes across so much more powerfully. And this is a man that just believes in what he's saying. That is his great talent. Like I said, I think it's a talent that Dustin has inherited a little bit too, of even if you're saying the general, I'm out here to win this championship back. Here's my opponent and here's why I say fuck you to that opponent. Like he is so good at elevating that to this level of grandeur. And I think the storytelling here is great too, because didn't he kind of start off this feud kind of being like, you got to give it to Ric Flair a little bit.
He did. I mean, he's fought. He's been a rival of Ric Flair for a long time at this point.
Yeah,
but the story they've been telling in this one is that it was always a purely professional rivalry. It was a situation where he probably didn't respect or like how Ric Flair did it, but he understands that, that's the way the game is played sometimes.
Yes.
And he respected Ric Flair as a competitor and extremely talented. And if he cheats to win, that's bullshit, but it's still just part of the match that he did that. And that this post-match attack and injuring, especially in the context of Dusty was coming to help Ric Flair against the Russians, this to him is like a grave moral offense.
Yeah, this turns.
You didn't have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to break my leg in that moment.
And we were memeing on how like overly serious everything was surrounding Dusty's vaguely broken leg in the lead up to this, like all of the fucking like way too in-depth medical updates, all of the like hemming and hawing over will Dusty ever be able to wrestle again. aside from the fact that that was a much less common spot to have happen than it is in the modern day, where we've seen this before, and now like we don't get that level of in depth. Oh my God, will this person?
Nowadays, they've been taken to the local medical facility, and that is the last you're going to hear about it.
Yeah, like we had something kind of similar in AEW with Hangman's concussion, but that was also like real.
Mm-hmm.
They were work shooting.
The worked injuries, there's a lot less of them these days, I think mostly these days it's if there's an injury, they're playing it up. Not to say that obviously that they never do worked injuries anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of times injuries they're working in real injuries, not inventing injuries for the sake of a story.
Yeah.
And when they do invent an injury, as I said, it's just like they're taken into an ambulance and they are going to the local medical facility.
And they'll be back in time for the next pay-per-view.
They'll come back when they come back.
Yeah. And again, like that's what they're doing here, but this was a much less common thing in 85, I imagine. So that turns this white hot too of like they do build up really well. For as goofy as I thought the self-seriousness of the injury selling was, it does kind of culminate in Dusty Rhodes having this break and being like, actually, Ric Flair, I don't have to give it to you. You fucking suck, and I'm going to murder you at Starrcade. That really brings it across. And again, he believes so much in what he's saying that even parts where he says like Dusty Rhodes tour, I'm like, what does that mean? But like he says
we're going in.
He says it was such conviction. I'm like, I'll go on tour with Dusty Rhodes. I'll tour with him straight to hell if he wants. Yeah,
Dusty
yes,
Rhodes
sir.
Tour 85. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's like Dusty is so good. I think most wrestlers, it would look extremely corny and tacky. The way that Dusty in this promo talks about hard times, and he talks about real, actual economic strife among the working class. And he ties that into Ric Flair caused hard times on this country by injuring me.
Again, makes no goddamn sense.
That is such a like... most wrestlers, it would come off tacky and self-centered and fall flat on its ass. Yeah. But Dusty Rhodes is so good, you're like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you got Flair for that.
Damn right. You're motherfucking right, actually, that this country was made worse by Ric Flair being the NWA champion. I fully believe that. Yeah, so that's the other magic to this too. That he believes so hard that we believe too. He works us into a shoot, brother.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Something I took notice of that I thought was very interesting is that Dusty Rhodes starts loud and ends quiet.
Oh,
which
shit.
is not something that most wrestling promos do. That is not the usual cadence progression in a wrestling promo.
Yep.
But Dusty, he is fired up. He is yelling. He's screaming about hard times and how Ric Flair has no honor. And then right at the end, he's getting quiet. And he's like, I'm talking to you, Ric Flair. And I'm going to take the thing that you care about the most. I've already won it twice. But this time I'm going to take it from you.
And he is
like under this whole all under all of the pomp and preacher energy, he just hones in, gets deadly serious. It's like, I am gonna take what you care about most from you.
Yeah, and he makes it that he waits until the end to make it really personal. He's built up his case, and then he can kind of go in on that attack. And what's crazy too is before he does that, when he's doing the preacher shit, he like the way he's like, the fans that sent me your love, I am sending you this love back in return. Like that, I think, is kind of the line that ties this promo together. Because like, again, Dusty Rhodes' endless charisma. I in 2024 was like, he's doing this for me, and I felt seen by it and felt like, and it didn't feel like cheap heat. It felt like genuine again because he seems to fucking believe that that's the case. But then that kind of makes the whole Ric Flair put hard times in this country thing work, because he makes it a point of like, I am doing this for all the fans that showed me their love. I am sending you this love back by taking the belt away from this scoundrel. I am taking away your hard times by but through the sheer force of my love for you, that's actually your love for me reflected back. It's almost like fucking biblical. It's absolutely insane that Dusty Rhodes can just say shit like that and that it works, but it rules. And oh my god. Oh.
An all-time great promo.
All time.
Man, arguably Dusty's best, and definitely one of the best of all time.
Yeah, and I like, man, I don't think it's crazy. The whole time I'm watching this, and it kind of reinforces why I love Eddie Kingston so much in the modern day. I think Eddie Kingston might be like the modern day Dusty Rhodes, because I was looking at this, and when Dusty's talking about like, I'm a little bit out of shape, my belly's a little big,
my belly's a little big, he's got a fat ass.
He's got a fat ass. I made the note of like, I need to send this promo to like the dipshits that think Eddie Kingston doesn't look like a superstar.
There is Vince McMahon's, I think, most poisonous aspect as in terms of his philosophies as a booker that seeped into the consciousness of wrestling. I feel like there maybe is no worse one that made it than his idea of what an ideal wrestler looks like.
Yes.
Because this Dusty Rhodes character doesn't work if he looks like Hulk Hogan.
No, it does not. It does not. You make a great point. This doesn't work with Hulk Hogan, and that's why Hogan doesn't.
There will always be room in wrestling for guys who you do not aspire to be, but guys who you relate to be. Yes. That is what Dusty Rhodes was playing into, and it doesn't work if he looks like a conventional athlete. He looks like a normal guy. He's a little overweight. He does have a little higher fashion than I think the average person does. But
I mean, again, who else can pull off pinstripes and jeans is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And he speaks to this. He speaks to you as one of us.
As one of us. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think Eddie Kingston does a very similar thing.
Yeah.
And him being a little chubby works to that same effect again.
Yeah. And because it made me think of like, if Dusty Rhodes existed today in Eddie Kingston's place, dipshits would be saying that about Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Whereas, but now he's revered because he came in the before times. Before
he came in the before times,
poisoned everybody's minds.
He's in that way of like, before everything that came before you acknowledge that this is an issue is okay for reasons. It's like women in video games. Mm-hmm. Everything before you determine this was a problem is okay for whatever justification you have for that. But everything after you now understood that as an issue is completely different.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Dusty Rhodes is from the 80s. He's been revered for a long, long, long time in wrestling. So it's okay that he was not conventional. He had a lot that he was overweight.
Yeah.
That's fine. But Kevin Owens, bad. Yeah, that's bad. Chris Hero, that's bad because he's fat. Eddie Kingston, bad.
Eddie Kingston especially.
Yep, especially Eddie Kingston. Bad because he's fat.
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, well, put him in the body of a powerhouse Hobbs, then you have something. No, but the fact that like people would try to say this shit about Dusty today like kills me, because like holy shit. Yeah, you make a great point. That's why this works, is because he is a guy. Because this would not work coming out of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan tries to connect to the people like this, and it comes off as hokey, and I don't fucking believe him because he looks like goddamn Hulk Hogan. Dusty Rhodes, like, he has that relatable air about him.
This is the same thing with Yes Movement era Daniel Bryan.
Yup.
It worked because he looked like a dude.
Yes. Yup. And that's
why he had more universe. That's why he had that kind of universal man of the people that John Cena couldn't get at times, because John Cena looks like Superman, and that's great. I love Superman as a character.
I love dudes who can look like Superman.
I'm not trying to disparage that, but it's a different dynamic with the audience.
Wrestling is at its best, I think, when it can hinge part of itself on dudes like Dusty Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, Eddie Kingston, even like the Hangman Adam Pages of the world, even though Hangman is quite good.
Hangman is pretty built. I think Hangman and Stone Cold Steve Austin fit this mold of like being big built dudes, but as characters being normal enough to get a similar. Yeah. They're not totally ripped, but they are pretty big.
They're big.
But they also have a character that picks up enough to make it work the same way, a similar way.
Yeah. So the point of all this is holy shit. Dusty Rhodes was him. He knew how to connect with the people in a way that not many wrestlers get to understand in their careers. And he became the blueprint for all these guys that came afterward. The Hard Times promo is
the blue collar man of the people.
He is the blue collar blueprint.
Every single wrestler that has tried to be like the relatable baby face has in some way followed the Dusty Rhodes formula.
Yes. And oh man. And I can see why. This is incredible. Now, before we move on from this, one point of order is that I don't think I think I've been lied to, Austin.
Exactly.
I do not believe in this promo I ever heard Dusty Rhodes say the words "hard times make better men." Has Down Straight lied to us?
No, that is what he told Cody sometime when he was growing up.
Oh, I guess. Sure.
Are you trying to doubt Cody Rhodes when he says his father once said that hard times make better men?
When he was younger.
When he was younger. Cody's a fascinating case too.
Cody was born actually when this promo happened. Cody was like 4 months old-ish. So
Cody Rhodes is so fascinating as we talk about this like ability to appeal to people. in that on paper, he shouldn't be relatable at all. He is his dad may have been the son of a plumber. He was not.
No.
He was the son of a wrestler, and his dad wasn't the best at money because most wrestlers aren't.
No.
He grew up much more privileged than Dusty did.
Yes.
And he goes around in these fucking nicest suits imaginable. And
he has a goddamn neck tattoo.
Cody Rhodes is a Nepo baby wrestler, and he has somehow managed to be relatable. It is truly he is an exception to breaking the rule.
Now, sometimes he gets in his own goddamn way and ruins that.
That's true, especially when he's allowed to do his own bookings. Triple H said, "No way, kid. I got this. Don't worry about it. I got this."
Bro, I'm already starting to fucking see Twitter discourse of people like turning on him and being like, now a lot of it's like a bunch of toxic bullshit of like, man, why does he gotta cry all the time?
It's fucking. I feel like it's right now. It's mostly Bloodline stans who are already fantasy booking Solo to beat him for the title at SummerSlam, and I need you to stop. I need y'all to stop.
What the fuck? Yeah, unironic Bloodline stans are maybe the weirdest wrestling fans out there.
Anyway, what I was getting at
is to throw some strays there, but yeah,
is you get on paper, no one should relate to Cody Rhodes. And yet, both because of his story that we know of and the way he is as a promo guy, he makes it work in a way that should feel impossible. And I do want to shout that out as we try to navigate this concept of like aspirational baby faces versus relatable baby faces, and how that can very much fit into like traditional ideas of like what's aspirational and what's relatable. And Cody Rhodes is kind of a little bit outside that axis.
Yeah.
And that.
Well, I think with Cody, you know, we talk about how the guys who do the relatable baby face of the people gimmick build off a lot from Dusty. I think Cody does that too, but in kind of name only, because he builds off. He talks a little bit about like the, you know, Dusty lost us a lot of money and we had to go scraping around for a little bit until Paul Heyman saved our asses. But
what a sad state of affairs when Paul Heyman has to be the one.
When Paul Heyman is the guy that you're relying on to pay you.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Now that's hard times.
Now that is hard times, brother. And that makes some better men, let me tell you. Holy shit. But he invokes Dusty's memory to pull the same relatable thing. Because in the way that Dusty, you know, leans on the son of a plumber thing, Cody leans on son of Dusty Rhodes, but not like it comes across as like trying to make your dad proud, and who can't relate to that?
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes uses daddy issues to relate to the people, is what I say.
Daddy issues, and I think like a real emotional honesty.
Yes,
that's Cody's angle that makes it work. Is an emotional honesty that is rare in wrestling, because so much of wrestling is about like very base emotions of like anger and wanting to beat people up and vengeance for wrongdoing.
Yeah, that stands as an interesting like mirror to Dusty's populism, because populism, it's by definition it is not based on one's own emotional honesty. It is based on the emotional honesty of others. Dusty got to the people with the hard times promo via leaning on the people's woes of you know, getting screwed over with jobs, because you know this is worked. Dusty wasn't actually injured. He didn't need all of those cards of support. He didn't actually like need the love of the fans to not die from his broken leg. So Cody Rhodes takes the evolution, and it's a similar thing to bring up Eddie Kingston again. I think that's why Eddie Kingston works so well, because Eddie Kingston also does that emotional honesty. I think that is the 2020s version of the populism that made hard times work so well in the 80s. Like, because though our cultural consciousness now, even if there are a lot of like, you know, weird dudes who still hold on to like some fucking toxic masculinity bullshit of like, I must never cry. Why is Cody crying?
Yeah.
You know, whatever. It becomes so much more powerful when the wrestler, and especially in like the era of work shoots, when the wrestler is able to speak about their own true feelings. We don't need that populism anymore. We need someone else who can talk about someone who can, a man with emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think it's also, as you see it with Hangman, you look at like Hangman's "That's Cowboy Shit" promo.
Yup.
Similar idea.
Yeah, because I am a man. Like all that shit. The emotional intelligence is the populism of the day. That is the new hotness. And I think that plays really well into why that works for Cody. And again, sometimes it can work against him, because the the booking can be weird, and B, like, people can feel like he's indulging himself too much.
Yeah, I mean that's what killed him in that's what killed him in AEW. And one day I think we'll have to do
the
Cody and the Codyverse.
Yes.
But That's what killed him in AEW. Because AEW, it's easy to forget it, but he was the top babyface at the start of AEW.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing the exact same promos that he's doing on Raw right now, and everybody loved them then too. It wasn't a case of like, I know that people frame it as like, had framed it as like, this appeals to a WWE audience versus an AEW audience, and I don't think that's
I don't think that's true.
AEW fans ate that shit up too. The problem is the well got poisoned by a bunch of weird bullshit in a way that it hasn't been in WWE.
And that's the thing is Dusty, I don't think ever somehow Dusty was able to avoid that. He was a smart enough booker to avoid that, and also wrestling fan sensibilities were different in the 80s, so it never became a problem like that for him. Whereas Cody, it's easier to fall into those pitfalls. So it's so fascinating to figure out like why it works in the time that it works, and I still contend that like Dusty Rhodes could do the Hard Times promo now and it would work. It'd probably have to be like maybe contextualized a bit differently for our more jaded modern.
Oh, there would be. The part of the promo where he talks about what Hard Times actually is. That would be.
Yeah.
Oh my eye. God, that would hurt.
That would. Oh yeah.
He could keep the line about getting replaced by a computer. That part's still true.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is 1985 where he's saying that. That was crazy to hear in 2024. Of like, oh man, imagine Dusty Rhodes going to McDonald's today and being like, what the hell, Daddy?
Yeah.
So incredible stuff. I love getting to like actually like take some time to like really like get in on the analysis and shit like this. Brilliant.
Yeah,
even if it is our own rambly podcast bullshit version of it, it's cool. I don't know, it's just cool.
This is a fantastic promo, and it's like it's so fun to get into like how and why it works.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that ruled. Time to go back to bullshit.
Now Jim Cornette.
Now Jim Cornette is here trying to follow that act.
It is the Midnight Express versus Dudes. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, Midnight Express also with the 80-yard entrance music. Oh man, all I'm saying is only people who got entrance music tonight are both teams with the name Express. Coincidence?
It's so funny being in this particular era of wrestling where like it's been understood that like entrance music is actually dope as shit. But it's not, but nobody has the resources except the WWE. And even then in 85, not yet. Nobody has the resources yet to have everybody have entrance music. So it's a thing for the important baby faces.
I know, which is such a
important
wild
people.
convention.
That's such a funny idea.
It's almost a miracle that entrance music is such a thing today in wrestling, because by all means it shouldn't have been because of how fucking inconsistently it was applied early on.
It was just so demonstrably good. Like it was an amazing invention to be like, here we are going to introduce a sound cue for you to know that somebody is coming out so you can pop.
Yeah, like genius innovation. And absolutely crazy, like
both the Pavlovian response and also just keeping up energy.
Yeah.
For someone about to come out and for a match about to start.
It keeps that momentum flowing, which makes it even weirder that it was so inconsistently applied in the 80s.
Yeah.
Aside from also the Pavlovian pop of we're only going to train you to pop for some of these fucking guys.
I mean, again, it's a resources thing. Like some eventual, like especially in these early days, nobody has the infrastructure to make the songs. The songs. WBF will be the first to get to that with Jimmy Hart, Daddy.
Daddy.
It's like I'm sure it's not that hard to find, but it's such. I feel like something is. I wish it would be easy to find like old Hulk Hogan entrances where he was coming out to like Eye of the Tiger. Like what that, like before Real American, and that has all been 80-yard over the network now, I'll tell you that. Like, he used to come out like Eye of the Tiger, and the first WrestleMania, his entrance was to Another One Bites the Dust.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's actually fucking crazy.
Like, that would be so fucking hype. You're just at a show, and then and then out comes Hulk Hogan. That would be the dope. I bet that was the dopest thing ever in 1984.
Yeah, that's actually insane. Like, even I fucking hate Hulk Hogan. I would pop for that.
Yeah.
So, absolutely crazy that like this is how entrance music as a thing started, and this could be very well not their original entrance music either. I don't know. It's just funny, but Midnight Express are heels too. So some of the top heels got it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole fucking Wikipedia about music and professional wrestling.
Oh shit.
Yeah, okay. So it's like it was a thing, you know, as early back as like the 40s and 50s. You had a couple people come out. Mildred Burke came out to Gorgeous George came out to Pomp and Circumstance. This dude invented everything about gimmicks, actually.
Gorgeous George. That's fucking true.
You know, the wrestler Chris Colt started coming out to Alice Cooper. Sergeant Slaughter came out to the Marines hymn in the 70s in Vincent J. McMahon's WWF.
Holy shit.
That was the first guy to get music in the WWF, was Slaughter coming out to the U.S. Marines.
That's crazy. I sometimes forget how much Slaughter was like a huge fucking deal.
Dude was such a big deal. He was a G.I. Joe character.
I know.
He was a fake fucking military sergeant who got a G.I. Joe character because he was so big as a wrestler.
Because he was so over.
Yeah, and then the 80s was the big transition period. You know, MTV, rock and wrestling. Suddenly everyone is kind of like, wait.
Oh, hold up a second.
It would be cool as shit if I came out to music.
Actually.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Rock and Roll Express, they are the other people that get entrance music tonight. Cool. They win. Whatever.
Yeah, at ringside, Jim Cornette is yelling like, "What do you think a woman is going to do against these two?" And like,
oh yeah,
the commentators pick up on that, and they're like, "Well, I mean, she already knocked out one of them."
Yeah.
So like,
again, just playing it dead straight.
So I don't know. She's probably going to be fine in the match.
Jim, we know you hate women, Jim, but chill a little bit. You're just wrong here.
Then we end the show with a Bob Caudle interview with Tully Blanchard.
Our main event is a Tully Blanchard interview.
So Tully calls Starrcade the greatest conglomeration of wrestling matches of all time. Really, I feel like that's really subtweeting WrestleMania at this point.
Oh shit, yeah, he probably is.
And Tully is like, look, I don't know if Magnum TA paid off Jim Crockett or whatever to go over Bob Geigel's head, but, you know, I'm done talking about it. It's in the past. I feel like his lawyers told him he had no grounds, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Tully Blanchard consulted lawyers over this?
He's like, I have decided to move on. And that's like, I think the lawyers told him that Jim Crockett's bullshit loophole is legit. It's what the lawyers told him. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. And then he fucking shouts out Magnum and Dusty saying like, "Damn, your promos were so good. Ric Flair and I might as well just concede the belts right now."
What he said is the way you guys were talking earlier.
Yeah.
We might as well just ship those belts to you and not even show up.
I know. Well, that's the thing, though. But you know, he's saying like, your cases were so compelling that I'll just give up the belt.
I took that as him saying like Magnum was treating it as if his and Dusty's wins were assured.
That's fair. But it's just funny to hear him be like, yeah, I'll just ship the belts to you right now.
And he's like, no, you look in my eyes. He's like, we've been in the ring together many times. And last time, Magnum was carried out the ring just the same as him. after 52 minutes. And then Tully, he's just talking up the I Quit match. He's like, if you don't like seeing violent things happen, don't show up to Starrcade.
Yeah. That was that I like when wrestlers like give disclaimers on violence levels, like fucking ahead of like AEW Blood and Guts 2022. The line from William Regal turning to the camera and being like, "Ladies and gentlemen, be kind to your children. Put them to bed early on Wednesday night because the AEW is going to see something it's maybe seen before, but not to this extent." And it's like, he's just like, yeah, don't let the kids watch this one. It's going to be fucked up.
This is going to be inappropriate for child.
I know. I love when wrestlers just give disclaimers on just sheer goddamn violence.
But Tully says that he will do whatever he deems necessary to leave Starrcade with the belt around his waist, and that's all he has to say about that.
A few of the things I want to point out. He has a line of, if you don't think I like wearing the gold watches and jewelry and taking baby doll out for the finer things, you're sadly mistaken. Who is saying this?
Who is questioning that?
Who is? I think it is very apparent that you actually enjoy all of those things, Tully. Okay, but man, it's crazy because he has the diction and facial expression that Magnum TA lacks, but also he tends to stumble over his words a lot more. Like, I'm gonna do whatever deems necessary in my mind. Put the two of them together, we would have the perfect promo. I say, having just watched
already just saw the perfect promo, actually.
Yeah, so like, we don't need it, but can you imagine if we had two of them?
That's a good point.
But yeah, that's all he's got to say about that. He's actually, fuck you, Magnum TA, groundbreaking stuff.
Yep. So that's the end of our episode here. It was a very good for one
we
thing.
We were here for hard times, and that's it.
But hell of a thing hard times was.
Absolutely.
So that is the end of. We have one more episode before Starrcade, because I was like, we got to do 5 episodes.
Chugga.
And I said, looking back, I'm like, I don't know if we do actually, but it's already on my calendar that way. So on the road to Starrcade, we continue.
Indeed.
But for next time, we return to the temple. Last time we were here, it was Monster versus Monster, and they put each other through the roof.
Yeah, just died.
And Cage won a cage match. And Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma became the new Trios champions.
Utterly based. Yeah, correct decision.
So that next episode upcoming, it is a heavy episode on the matches for the Aztec medallions.
Oh shit, buddy.
And it is titled No Mas.
Oh. Well, comforting there that maybe it means they're just keeping the same amount of Aztec medallions as last year, which probably for the best.
7. It's 7.
Yeah, just keep it at 7. It's a nice number. No mas.
Yeah, we will see. I was going to say it's in the episode descriptor. I'll talk about it next time. We'll see the very first No Mas match, where in the match, you must make your opponent say No Mas.
Oh shit! It's an I Quit match. That's fucking crazy.
It's an I Quit match in Spanish.
No Mas. I love that. No Mas. That's actually awesome.
Yep. So that is upcoming for us next time. Until then, David, hit the plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, thank you all so much for joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are so very delighted to have you here. If you're a returning listener, viewer, what have you, thank you all so much, as always. You know the drill, for once again welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever it is you use to consume our content. All that good shit. Hey, new people. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the show. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you're brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling, or you're a veteran of all the weird, bullshit. Either way, we are so happy that you're here. We hope you had a good time. We hope everything felt fun and accessible to you, and we hope you want to keep coming back, and I'm going to make sure you know all the ways you can do so. First and foremost, of course, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Check out all of our playlists. Austin has been kind enough to organize all of the storylines that we follow into their own separate playlists, so you can follow something all the way down without having to skip around a whole lot. It's great. We're also slowly but surely working toward ARC compilations to go up on the YouTube, so that'll be coming down the pike at some point for easy ARC following as well. And on top of all of that, be sure to give us all that sweet engagement, likes, comments, etc. Helps out our metrics a lot. You can see our beautiful, wonderful faces on the video version. Just good shit. Come on. But hey, if you enjoy the audio-only experience, you can do so on 3 of the best places to find your podcast, which of course are Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Come listen to our show there. Tell us what you think about it. Download our show so you listen to us offline. Give us that sweet engagement of ratings and reviews. Maybe a nice little 5 stars if you're so inclined, or maybe some kind words to encourage more people to listen to this pretty cool show. Just saying. All of that is much appreciated if you would like to partake. We have all of that for you on the audio-only version, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. On top of all that, we have a few other presences on the interwebs. We have existences outside of this little podcasting void where you can find us. So, of course, first and foremost is our Twitter. You can find us at Noobs and Knox Pod on Twitter. That's at Noobs, the letter N, Knox Pod on Twitter. Come check us out there. We do the whole Twitter thing. We joke around, meme around, engage in mind-melting IWC discourse for some ungodly reason. We put up a post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys always know what the hell's going on. Of course, the highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS. We are watching and talking about AEW Dynamite and all the good shit that comes with that. Having a good old time tweeting about that. Additionally, when I have the time to, I am the head live tweeter around these parts, and I am a shameless AEW mark. So when I have the time, not always, but sometimes, I will watch and tweet about AEW Rampage on TNT on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, and AEW Collision on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, also on TNT. So always be sure to check out the Twitter, see if I'm tweeting out about those. Just let's hang out together. On top of all of that, Austin, being the knockout that he is, likes to follow all 3 of the major wrestling promotions in America. Tell you guys about some of what they've got going on, especially for all you noobs in the audience. Great little sampler platter for what sorts of things you can check out if you're trying to get more into the wrestling that exists in the world, or at least in North America. And it's our kind of chance on the show to talk about modern wrestling, even though we talked a decent amount about it today. And, sometimes Austin tweets about it, but also we just like to tell you guys about it. So, my friend, all that said, what is on the docket coming up?
Right. So, last night, our time, was TNA Rebellion. Haven't had a chance to sit down and watch that yet, but I do know a few things, such as the fact that Joe Hendry got twerked on by one of AJ Francis's valets. I know that Frankie Kazarian almost killed Eric Young on a super play spot.
Shit.
They tried to do some move off the top rope onto a table. They whiffed the table, and the only part that hit the table was their heads.
Oh no!
I was like, "Oh Lord!
Oh Lord in heaven almighty!"
Bad. That was bad.
That is no good.
Mike Santana came back to TNA, and then after Moose beat Nick Nemeth for the belt, in the main event, he was interrupted by Haya's Broken Brilliance.
Yeah, Matt Hardy has returned to TNA.
He is broken again, and not just his body, which has been broken for some time.
So a little bit of time.
His mind as well.
Yeah, those contract negotiations with AEW must have really taken a toll on him. Holy shit.
They were so bad that he went back to golf. He was broken again.
He was broken once more. Yeah, all it takes, sometimes just some really tedious legal proceedings. It's who'd have thunk.
Sometimes it's getting thrown off a ladder by your brother. Sometimes it's really bad contract negotiations.
Sometimes just being really salty that you and your brother are not put in the main event of the tag scene.
Yeah, but anyway, upcoming for TNA. Okay, so every week you can watch them on Access TV or allegedly.
I guess.
Thursdays at 8.
Some say this.
Some apparently like 80,000 people or whatever do that every week.
Wow, what a bunch of fucking freaks.
Oh, yeah, okay. But YouTube also, for a $1 a month YouTube sub, you can also just watch all their shit at 8:30 on Thursdays. But then also they have TNA Plus, their subscription service. And guess what? Every month they don't have real pay-per-views. They have a TNA Plus special. It's like a pay-per-view, but it's not.
But it's a play.
It's a play. They have a play. And their play on March 3rd, on May 3rd, excuse me, will be Under Siege.
Oh, shit. That sounds dangerous.
Obviously, we have nothing on that right now, but that's coming. For the WWE, you can watch Mondays at 8 on USA Network or Fridays at 8 for SmackDown on Fox. And upcoming for the WWE on May 4th is Backlash France.
Yeah,
Oui, oui.
En français.
And again, they are ruining the grand tradition of Backlash, whereby they have announced 2 matches, neither of which are rematches from WrestleMania.
Actually compelling Backlash matches?
Get
them the fuck out of here.
Fuck off. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the WWE title.
Fucking insane.
Finally, the battle of the Bullet Club leaders we've all been waiting for.
Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, fuck. Bullet Club Civil War is upon us again.
The Bullet Club. We even have Tama Tonga again.
Hey! It's all coming together.
And then it is going to be Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, shit.
So, all right, that's 2 whole new matches from WrestleMania. This is fucked up, and I don't like it.
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Now, they will be doing the draft soon.
Oh, shit.
I think they're doing it this week, actually.
Oh, shit. That exists.
Either this week or next week. They're trying to time it up with the NFL draft, which is next week.
What the fuck?
So, I don't remember when hold on, I gotta look up when the draft is.
The NFL draft, I think it's next Thursday.
No, I know when the NFL draft is. I mean the WWE draft.
Oh.
When is the WWE draft? Yeah, the first night of the draft is April 26th, this Friday, which is the same day as night 2 of the NFL draft.
Hey, look at that.
So they're doing Friday and Monday is the draft this weekend. So who knows how that'll affect Backlash.
Holy shit. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
It'll probably make a lot of matches on Backlash feel foregone conclusions.
Because, oh, yeah. Man.
It's one of those things where it's like, well, you're not going to, unless you think they're going to move a belt to a different brand, it's like,
that's fair.
Okay, I guess
Oh, man. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was starting to get worried that Backlash would actually be interesting for once, and I have to eat my words. Oh, thank God.
Triple H booking a major thing to happen on a B pay-per-view? Fuck off. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Then for AEW, I mean, we're filming this hours before Dynasty.
AEW Dynasty.
So I guess we can't talk about that.
No.
We'll next pay-per-view, May 26th, Double or Nothing.
Yes.
internet be interneting about the fact that Mercedes Monet's debut match will be at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. They're trying to sell some fucking tickets, man.
People are very mad that Mercedes Moné is going to have debuted nearly 3 months before her first match.
Well.
A lot of discourse about it.
Oh, yeah. I talk about we engage in mind melting IWC discourse. I'm actually trying to step away from that discourse for a hot second. I'm out of the loop on just how mad the internet is, because after the tape dropped on Dynamite a week or two ago, whatever the fuck, I just can't for a little while. I need space. I need a break. It was making me just unhappy. I'm staying away. So, whatever. That's their call, and that's how they do. Whatever.
People are not happy that, like, Tony Khan basically seems like Tony Khan debuted Mercedes before she was healthy, solely so that we could have her in Boston.
Like, I mean, yeah.
The show was in, and I think that was the right call, by the way. I
agree. I don't like. It is funny that, like, the memes of, like, her worst attribute is promo, and that's all she's doing for like 3 months. But, like, I don't care.
It's all gonna feel extremely irrelevant as soon as she gets back in the ring.
Yeah, seriously. Like
all of the discourse about how Tony Khan has fumbled the momentum of Mercedes is going to be irrelevant when she's back in the ring again.
Agreed. And especially because she's almost certainly reigniting that Willow Nightingale feud. And that shit, I think, is going to be pretty hot. Mm-hmm. So I don't, like, is this discourse going to matter, like, I don't know, a year from now? No. It's
fine. If people want to talk about Tony Khan fumbling, not wasting all of his hot free agent signings, they can still bitch about Jay White. They don't have to.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I also don't care about that. That is one of my hottest takes that would get me a lot of shit from AEW fans. I do not care about why is Jay White being put in comedy mid-Carter matches. Like, I get it, but as someone who had no real attachment to Jay White before he came to AEW, I'm like, he'll get his moment. Just fucking chill. Stop yourself so seriously.
Jay White stands, I want to tell you this right now. You are the Liv Morgan stands of AEW, and I want you to think very hard about it.
Jay White's not allowed to have fun.
He's not allowed to lose ever.
He's not allowed to lose ever, and he's not allowed to do anything but be in the main event always.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok video that was like from some podcast, comparing Liv Morgan stands to the Dallas Cowboy fans. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
because it's like two fan bases who will absolutely not hear that their faves are not championship material.
Yeah.
That they could be, but as it is, they're not. And they will be very mad if you tell them that they're not.
And I took that personally. Bro, Jay White's probably going to fucking be holding 2 different belts after tonight. He's fine.
He'll be fine. He's gonna have, I feel like he's gonna have singles stuff. Like,
yeah.
Singles stuff eventually.
He's gonna fuck around with the trios shit for a little while. And again, I think Bullet Club Gold becomes like AEW trios champs tonight. So I think they fuck around with trios stuff for a while. Jay White is going to be...
I am not ready for what happens if the Acclaimed win the belts.
Oh, God.
Because then that also pushes us into the contingent of people who no longer like the Acclaimed. Or Max Caster.
Mostly just Max Caster.
Yeah,
I don't really see any Billy Gunn or Anthony Bowen slander on my timeline. And, like, I get it for Max Caster. He's been wilding recently.
He's been wild now. I don't know what the fuck his problem is, but he is kind of annoying.
Yeah, it is a little annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see. Whatever.
Yeah, it's never... But anyway...
The point is, Jay White will be fine. Fucking chill.
Yes. But anyway, that's all that's going on Twitter right now.
Oh, yeah. We're doing that. Twitter. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Twitter. Don't do it.
That's
except
true,
to follow
actually.
us. Except to follow us.
Watch the shows and don't go on Twitter. That's my recommendation to you, actually.
Or if you do, just have our profile up and only refresh that. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so all that good shit over on the Twitter at Noobs and Knockouts Pod. Of course, if you want to get in more direct and long form and much less cancerous contact with us, you can do so at our Gmail address, noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word, and knockoutspod@gmail.com. Come say hi to us there. Tell us what you think about the show. Request things you want to see us cover on the show. Just all that good shit. To tell us how amazing or terrible our hot takes are. Whatever. Say hi. We love people saying hi. We would love to say hi back. noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. And of course, finally, you can also find us on Patreon if you want to support the show financially. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. The link for that is in our Twitter. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and shout outs at the end of each episode. Shout out, as always, to friends of the show, the Sugar Daddy, El Lucha Dead, Money, 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 and he has changed his name once again, Dick the Cock Johnson, in parentheses, say it right, Deadlock. You tried once again, buddy. You'll get it eventually. Thank you to our friends. You guys are great. We appreciate your support. Enjoy your perks. If you want to enjoy your perks along with our friends of the show, just a single $1 a month helps us out more than we can ever say, and gets you some cool little things too. And the more we get on our Patreon, the more we're going to be able to beef up this show, beef up what we're able to offer you guys, all that good stuff. So if you want to support us like that, head over to the Patreon. It's a good time. Yeah, link for that once again is in our Twitter.
See y'all next time.
Hasta luego.